Using this glass tank, we're going to build a complete aquarium ecosystem from the ground up. Without wasting any time, let's get started. Instead of installing a filter, we'll let nature do most of the work. The gravel itself will become the tank's primary biological filtration system. We begin by placing coarse stones across the bottom, stacking them higher toward the back to create a gentle slope. This hidden layer acts like a natural decomposition zone where fish waste and leftover food can slowly break down. Because these stones have rough, porous surfaces, they provide the perfect home for beneficial bacteria. Over time, these bacteria colonize the gravel, breaking down harmful waste and helping keep the water naturally clean and healthy. This creates a stable long-term ecosystem where water stays clearer with minimal maintenance over time. Now it's time to add the soil. Healthy aquatic plants are what truly bring an aquarium to life. They create beautiful scenery, provide shelter and food for fish, and naturally improve water quality. But choosing the right soil is just as important as planting itself. Regular garden soil isn't suitable because it may contain harmful bacteria or even viruses that can pollute the aquarium and make fish sick. Before adding any soil, it should be properly sterilized, either by drying it under direct sunlight or using other safe sterilization methods to reduce unwanted microorganisms. Next comes the decorative sand. A layer of light-colored sand not only makes the aquarium look more attractive, but also helps create depth. By building the substrate higher in the back, this small tank instantly feels much larger through perspective. Smooth the sand using any flat tool. Even an old bank card works perfectly. Then sprinkle a thin layer of coarser sand over the top. Its texture resembles a natural beach, adding contrast without covering too much of the fine sand beneath. With the foundation completed, it's time to decorate. Arrange decorative pieces at different angles instead of placing them perfectly straight. A slightly messy layout always looks more natural. Position the largest decorations near the front and the smallest ones toward the back to strengthen the illusion of depth. Although these ornaments may look brand new today, they'll gradually develop a more weathered appearance over time, blending beautifully into the aquascape. I originally planned to add a small coconut hut, but it felt too bulky, so I removed it to keep the layout open and spacious. Instead, I started building up the hardscape with taller pieces to create a more natural landscape. As the arrangement takes shape, I keep adjusting each element until the overall composition feels balanced and visually pleasing. Small gaps are intentionally left between decorations to allow water flow and give the design a more natural rhythm. I also pay attention to how light and shadows interact with the hardscape, as this greatly enhances the depth effect. In the end, the goal is to create a peaceful underwater scene that feels alive, dynamic, and naturally evolving over time. Now comes my favorite part, planting. For this layout, I'm using Dwarf Baby Tears along with another aquatic plant. Simply separate each plant into small portions before planting them individually. The Dwarf Baby Tears are placed carefully along both sides of the sandy path because I want the trail to gently curve through the landscape. This creates a beautiful perspective effect, making the path appear wider in the foreground and narrower in the distance, just like a real road. Over time, the plants will send their roots through the sand until they reach the nutrient-rich soil below. Planting such tiny plants takes patience. Make sure each portion is anchored firmly through the sand and into the soil underneath. Once they begin to spread, they'll transform this simple layout into a lush living underwater landscape. After everything is planted and arranged, the most important step is patience, because a natural aquarium does not become perfect overnight. In the first few days, the water may appear slightly cloudy as the ecosystem begins to stabilize. This is completely normal and usually clears as beneficial bacteria establish themselves. During this early phase, avoid disturbing the substrate so the bacterial colonies can develop properly. Regular but minimal water changes can help maintain stability without disrupting the cycling process. As the plants start adapting, You will notice new growth and improved water clarity. Lighting should be kept consistent to support photosynthesis and prevent algae outbreaks. Feeding fish, if added, should be done in small amounts to avoid excess waste buildup. Over time, the balance between plants, bacteria, and nutrients will naturally regulate itself. This is the true beauty of a self-sustaining aquascape ecosystem.